for 2022. The 5 superpowers that you can have for 2022. What are the 5 superpowers that you can have for 2022? 5 superpowers that you can have for 2022. All right. Just a moment here. Superpowers for 2022. All right. All right. So we're going to look at 5 superpowers for 2022 every business owner should have. Everyone who runs a personal brand or a corporate brand should have. We are going to look at that. Just give me a moment. Let me take a screenshot of this. So beautiful. Okay. All right. Okay, so what's the first superpower we're looking at? The first superpower everybody should have in 2022 is prompt execution of ideas. Prompt execution of ideas. Why is this the first? Now, in 2022, a lot of people are going to be having new ideas, innovative ideas, new branding ideas, new business ideas, new strategies. A lot of people are going to have that. It's something that is going to happen in 2022, right? A lot of people are going to have new ideas, new ways of doing things. It's going to come up on a lot of people, right? But the thing that you must understand is the fact that it's not the person with the idea, it's not the first person with the idea that will always thrive. No, it's not the first person. The idea can come to a lot of people. It can come to multitudes of people, hundreds of people, the same idea. Have you ever walked on the street before and then you were thinking of a business idea? And then someday you're just walking on the street and you see someone selling that thing that you said you wanted to sell. That business, that product that you wanted to produce. You just see someone selling that product and you say, oh wow, I thought of this product. I wish I had started selling this product. That is something that is going to happen a lot in 2022 because a lot of people are going to be getting the same idea at the same time. But the person who will receive the most reward is the person that is prompt to executing the idea. The first person to execute the idea is going to be the person who will get so much from the idea. If you are quick to execute the idea, you are going to be the first to get a reward for that idea. Because the universe will not reward you for having the idea. The universe will only reward you for executing the idea. It will only reward you for executing the idea. So you must understand that the people who will be rewarded in 2022 are not the people who will come up with ideas, but the people who will be prompt, who will act fast to that idea. So you must understand that the idea are going to not just come to you, it's going to come to hundreds of people, it's going to come to a lot of people, but the person who will be able to leverage on that idea will be the person who will gain the most benefit or the most reward from that idea. So that's the first thing you must understand. Number 2 is right positioning. 2022 is a year where you must rightly position yourself in order to be relevant. You can be doing the right thing, but you're doing the right thing in the wrong place. You can be doing the right thing, but you're doing the right thing with the wrong people. You can be doing the right thing, but you're doing the right thing at the wrong location. So 2022, in order for you to actually thrive and rise to prominence, and rise to influence, and rise to the stage that people will be handed to in 2022, you must understand the power of right positioning. If you're selling your product, you must learn to sell your product on the right platform. You must learn to sell your product on the right platform. You must learn your product on the right places. You must learn to sell your product on the right location. If you're selling a physical product, you must learn to put your business on the right location. Because that is one thing that can actually frustrate your business when your business is not rightly positioned on the right place, or you are not selling on the right platform. If your product is meant to excel so much on Instagram, you take your product to Facebook, you may not be able to reach the amount of audience that you're supposed to reach in that year. You may not be able to reach the amount of people who are supposed to buy your product, the people who are supposed to be attracted to your product. You may not be able to reach them. So you must understand that right positioning is a superpower that you must have in 2022. You must rightly position, you must study the market, understand where the people who have the attraction for your product, for what you sell, where they are. The people who have the attraction for your brand, you must understand where they are. You take the product to them. You must understand that. Number two, you must understand the right location. This is for people who sell physical products. You must understand where is the right location to sell your product. Right. So when you understand that, you move your product there, you move your service there, the things you want to sell, you move it there. Because that is where you will gain the maximum influence. Wasting your time where people don't, selling to people who don't need your product. Because I tell people that it's not everybody that is going to use your product. It's not everybody that is going to use your product. So you must understand where the people who will use your product are and take your products to them. Right. That will save you energy. That will save you resources. That will save you time. So you must understand that right positioning, right location, and right network. When we talk about right network, we're talking about understanding the right people that you're supposed to do business with. Who are the people that you're supposed to connect with? Who are the people you're supposed to, put as part of your business team? The people you're supposed to put in your team, part of your team, because nobody actually goes far alone. So you must understand who are the people, where are they, how do you get in touch with them, how do you leverage on their connection, how do you get in contact with them so you can actually connect effectively to sell your product. So that's the number two thing you must understand. You must build on the right platforms suited for your mission, and you must build with the right people. You must build on the right platforms suited for your mission, and you must build with the right people. Location could be your greatest advantage. We've seen people who were selling the right product, but they were selling the right product at the wrong location. So you must understand that in 2022, you must understand where your product will sell most. Do a market study. Where are the people who want your product? If you sell skincare products, there's a place where those people are. You won't always find those people on your WhatsApp status, right? You have to look out for them. You have to run ads on Instagram. You have to run ads on Google. Go to forums, go to Facebook groups where those people are, the people who want to buy your product, where they are, where they're having their conversation, where their community are, and then you go there and sell your product. You must rightly position yourself to sell effectively. Number three, you must be doing the relevant things. You must be doing the relevant things. In 2022, there's going to be a lot of distractions. When I talk about distractions, it's necessarily not wrong distractions, not necessarily negative distractions, but your energy is so limited to be focused on so many things. The energy that you have, the time that you have, is not sufficient for a lot of things. So in order for you to actually scale fast in 2022, in order for you to actually scale your brand fast in 2022, scale your business fast in 2022, you must understand what the right things are for you. What are the things that you should be doing? Where are the things that you should put your attention on? Where are the things, where are the direction, what are the products that you should focus on the most? What area of your talent, of your strength should you focus on the most? Because you could do a lot of things, but you shouldn't be doing a lot of things. Right? They said that a jack of all trades is a master of none. Yes. Study a lot of things. Explore a lot of things. But you must learn to focus on certain things in order for you to actually scale in those things, in order for you to actually drive maximum influence, in order for you to actually gain a lot of traction in that area. You must understand that you must focus on the things you should be doing. You should be doing. A lot of things are going to be calling for your attention, but you must put your attention on the important things. which is why it's very important you drop a vision board for yourself for 2022. Drop a vision board, drop an action strategy that you will execute, then focus on it. Focus on it. You can't afford to get distracted by the things that are irrelevant to your mission. There's a lot of courses that are good courses. There's a lot of strategies that are good strategies. There's a lot of businesses that are good businesses. There's a lot of services that are good services. A lot of tools that are good tools. A lot of things that are good, right? In quote. But not every good thing is for you. Not every good business model is for you. Not every good course is your course. You must selectively choose your fight in 2022 in order to be relevant in 2022. You must selectively choose your fight. So that's the third thing that you must understand. You must be doing the relevant things to your vision, to your mission. Number four is you must have a right execution strategy. Yes, number four, you must have a right execution strategy, right? What does this mean? First of all, before you execute in 2022, now I'm going to talk about the different business ideas or models that you can explore in 2022. But before we talk about that, before you launch any business in 2022, or before you try to scale your business in 2022, you must carry out a market or niche study. You must understand the market that you're going into. The reason you have to do that is different businesses have different execution strategies. Different businesses have different branding strategies. Different businesses are not branded the same way. They are not advertised the same way. They are not scaled the same way. They are not carried out the same way. So you must understand, if you are going into the food business, you must understand how the food business works. How do you get people to be attracted to your product? How do you get people to be glued to your page? How do you get people to be interested in what you're selling, in the food you're selling? How do you package your product so well that people are attracted to it? Now, if you're going into other products, you may not be so interested in product packaging. But if you're going into food business, you must be so interested in product packaging, because people are first taken by what they see than the actual taste of the food. So you must understand that business, market, and niche study is an important area that you must put your attention to. Number two, you must have an investment study. Jesus was saying something in the book of Matthew. He said, which man wants to build a house and does not first sit down to count the cost if he will be able to finish the business that he starts? Right? So you must have a critical investment study. How much do you need to start the business? How much do you need to run the first year of the business? How much do you need to run the second year, the 6-month strategy? How much do you need to execute 6 months of that business? How much do you need if you need to hire people for that business? How much do you need? So you must have the right business or the right execution strategy. You must do a proper market study. You must do a proper investment study. You must also have a startup fund. One of the reasons, they said that 80% of startup businesses, they fail in their 5th year. They don't survive their 5th year, right? One of the reasons this happens is because most people, they get a fund that they need to start a business, then they push out all of that fund into that business, into executing that business, not realizing that there's something called running cost for every business. So your startup fund that you have, you must be able to actually put it into the startup fund and the running cost fund, or the running fund for your business, because your business will start up on a full energy, but your business will not always run like that. There will come times where circumstances you didn't plan for will show up, and you would need money to sort those things so you don't go back, so you don't close up store. So you must have a proper startup fund that allows you to run your business for 12 months, to run your business for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, and 5 years. You must have that. Then you must use the lean startup model. Now, most times I talk about this with entrepreneurs that one of the reasons businesses fail is because they want to scale fast. You start branding today and you want everybody to be aware of your brand. Do you have the enough product to service the people? If 1,000 people, most people, they create a product today, they open their business today, and they want 1,000 people to patronize them. Do you have the structure that services 1,000 people? Or when the 1,000 people start coming, you start postponing orders. Because postponing orders is one of the things that kills businesses faster. So you must understand that using the lean startup model, what is the lean startup model? The lean startup model is starting your business small. Starting it small. Doing a market test first. You create a product, give it to people to test. Get people's reaction of your product. Get people's feedback for your product. Get people's feedback from your class. Get people's feedback from your services, from your digital product, whatever product you're creating. Get people's feedback. Then when you get people's feedback, you can use it to create the second phase of your product. You must launch your business in phases. You must launch your business in phases. You must launch your brand in phases. That way you will be able to sustain the energy that comes from your brand. So that's the next thing you must understand. Then that's number 5. Number 5 is you must know what you are doing or work with people who know what you are doing. Now, one of the reasons most people don't actually scale, even though they have good idea, even though they have awesome idea, but they don't get to scale as fast as they should because they don't have a critical knowledge of what they are doing. Imagine someone starting a software company and he doesn't know the first thing about writing a program. Now, you don't need to be a programmer to start a software company, right? But you need to have a critical knowledge of the industry. You need to have a first-hand knowledge of the product. Imagine someone like Elon Musk who is building electric cars and he doesn't know the first thing about electric cars. It's a good idea. You can have the idea and not have the skill, but you must have a knowledge of the idea. You must be able to create a vision for the people who work with you. You don't need to always know everything. For instance, you don't need to always have the skill that is required for your business, all the skills. You don't need to be the one doing all the things, but you should be able to have an idea, have a knowledge of it, and recruit people who have a knowledge of it. So that's another superpower that you would need in right execution strategy. Now, in right execution strategy, there are 3 in most of my business master classes where I talk with entrepreneurs. 3 things that I mentioned for them is there's 3 timings for business execution. There's too early to market problem, too late to market problem, and there's right to market scenario. Too early to market, too late to market, right to market. Now, in 2022, if you are really going to gain influence, you must understand the place of timing. You must understand the place of timing. So you don't go to market too early and the people are not ready for your product, and then you get discouraged, you get frustrated because the people are not buying for your product. Not because your product is not a good product, not because your product is not meant to solve a problem, but the people are not ready for the product. So you must understand that you must not go to market too early and you must not go to market too late. Because by the time you get to the market, if you're going too late, the market is already saturated. There's already a lot of products, the same product that you want to sell. A lot of people are already selling it on the space. So you must understand that you must not go to market too early. You must not go to market too late. And then you must understand the place of right timing. You must understand when is the right time to go to market. When is the right time to execute your business strategy? When is the right time to launch your product? Every time is not the right time. When is the right time? You must understand that. You must study the market, know when to properly launch your business. So that's the number 4 thing. Number 5 is you need knowledge, skill, and money. I'm really going to dwell on this so much. This is the last superpower that we're going to be talking about today. You must understand that you need knowledge, you need skill, yes, you need money. Knowledge, skill, and money. Right? Knowledge, skill, and money. Now, most people, like we already talked about, most people, they go into businesses that they don't have sufficient knowledge about the business and they suffer. Most people, they go into a business or a branding line or niche where they don't have the sufficient tools to properly sell products or sell their service to people. They don't have that. That becomes a problem. Most people, they have the idea, but they don't have the money to fund the idea. They don't have the money to fund the strategy. They don't have the money to fund the vision. So you must understand that knowledge, you need knowledge, critical knowledge about the industry you go into. You need it. You need to get as much knowledge as you can in that area that you're going into. You need to get as much knowledge as you can in that area you're going into. Number 2, you must acquire relevant skill in that area. You must acquire relevant skill in that area. Number 3, you must find a way to make money and fund your dreams. You must find a way to make money and fund your dreams. People will only give you money when they see that you already have a little bit of money. People don't want to always fund a charity case, right? So you must develop a strategy where you make money to fund your dream even before you get investors for your dream, right? So that's one thing that you must also understand. You must get as much knowledge as you can in the area. You must acquire relevant skills in that area. You must find a way to make money and fund your dreams. So that's the 5th superpowers that we talked about. Number 1, we said the first superpower for 2022 is prompt execution of ideas. You must be ready to quickly execute the ideas as they come. Number 2 is right positioning, right location, right network. You must position your product at the right platforms. You must position product at the right locations. You must position your product at the right locations. You must network with the right people. You must brand your product. You must sell your product, or you must develop your business model with the right people. That's number 2. Number 3, you must do the relevant things. A lot of things will be calling for your attention, but you must learn to focus on what's important. You must learn to focus on what's important. Number 3, you must focus on the things you should be. That's number 3. Number 4, you must have the right execution strategy. You must do a market study, investment study, startup fund. You must have a startup fund and running fund. Then you must use the lean startup model, and you must know what you're doing. Then you must have right timing to market. Number 5, you must have knowledge, skill, and money. Knowledge about the area you're going into, skill in that area where you're going into, and you must have sufficient fund to fund your dreams even before investors come forward.